All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Leonel August Rodriguez, the VP of Business Development for Access Medical Labs. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us on another Access Live, where we bring you insight from leading medical experts. We do ask that all questions are submitted via the Q&A, as they will be answered at the end of the presentation. So today, joining us is a gentleman who truly needs no introduction. He is a world-renowned men's health and performance expert, author of the best-selling book, Male 2.0, Cracking the Code to Limitless Health and Vitality, and the coach of many Fortune 500 executives. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Tracy Gapin, welcome.
Thanks, Lee. Now, appreciate it. Glad to be here with you. Thank you to Access. I really appreciate the opportunity to be with everyone here tonight. So I'm excited to talk about high performance health. So tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 keys to help you achieve the success you're looking for by optimizing your mind and body to achieve high performance. High performance in every area of your life, in your business, your relationships, and hell, even in the bedroom. But before I get started, I want to just take a moment and share a little bit of my story with you so you understand where I'm coming from and how I got to be here with you tonight. So I spent over 20 years as a surgeon, operating, saving lives every day. But I was so focused on my career that I neglected my own health, and it finally caught up with me. I woke up one day and I found myself 30 pounds overweight, had belly fat, brain fog, I had no energy, no focus, no drive. Now, the pivotal moment for me in my career and in my life was when I went to a doctor to get healthy, but I learned that our healthcare system is not actually made for that. You see, we don't have healthcare here. We have disease care, crisis care. We focus on nothing more than getting you to neutral, to some crummy baseline free of disease. We passively wait until we're sick before we actually pay attention. And that's often when it's too late. Our entire approach to health supports neglect. And so it was no surprise that I fell victim to it, and so many of us do as well. So I woke up one day and I decided there has to be more. Now, what I did while still running a busy medical practice is I went back to school. I spent years studying incredible advances we're seeing in the fields of health optimization and human performance and personalized medicine, genetics, peptides, longevity. And when I applied all this newfound knowledge on myself, I was able to transform my health to really better than it had ever been before. I burned fat, I built muscle, I regained my energy, my focus, my confidence, and I regained my productivity at work, and I regained my relationship with friends. And most importantly, I regained my relationship with my family again because I was me again. And that's when I knew I was onto something here. So I started implementing this with my patients, and guess what? They had the same great results. They told me how they were feeling younger, stronger, more focused, more confident, alive again. And that's when I made the massive decision to formally leave my lucrative urology practice so I can actually have a much bigger impact. I launched the Gapin Institute for High Performance Health. I published 2 best-selling books, Male 2.0 and Codes of Longevity. And I'll share with you later how you can get a copy of one of those here today as well. I created the N1 Performance Health Program. Now, this is a 6-month concierge level health optimization program that leverages a lot of the cutting edge science that I used on myself and on my patients to help executives, entrepreneurs, other high performers achieve peak physical and cognitive and sexual health. Now, N1, just to clarify, this plays off of N equals 1 or N of 1, which means personalized or individualized, understanding that every one of us has different needs. Now, I find that so many high-performing individuals need to take their health to the next level. They need to pay attention, and that's really what N1 is all about. It's about optimizing your mind and body to achieve success in every area of your life. So before I get into the 3 keys to high performance, I want to ask you to think about, why do you think so many people don't achieve their biggest goals in life? After 20 plus years as a physician, I'll tell you what I have found. Working with executives, entrepreneurs, I found that one of the most common reasons is health issues are getting in your way. Health issues may be causing low energy or loss of clarity, focus, brain fog, loss of drive. In many cases, you actually think you're doing great without even realizing how health issues are really preventing your mind and body from operating at their highest level. And I believe that the success you achieve in every area of your life starts and ends with your health. I want to repeat that again because this is so important. To take nothing away from tonight, this one sentence is the key. The success you achieve in every area of your life starts and ends with your health. Let me give you an example of why this is so important. You look at guys like Paul Allen, co-founder of Microsoft. He was worth over $30 billion at one point, and he died from health issues at the age of 65. Steve Jobs, he died from pancreatic cancer at age 56. These guys both had all the money in the world, but they couldn't buy one more day. You want to invest in yourself and invest in your health so that doesn't happen to you, because there's truly no point in building your business, creating wealth, if you can't live well enough to actually enjoy it. You know, think of it this way. How much do you spend on vacations, nice restaurants, your car, business meetings, travel? Why would you not invest even more than that in your health? In your mind and body? What's more important? How much is your health worth to you? When is a good time to invest in yourself and in your health? The answer is right now, obviously, right? So I keep using the word high performance. I want to briefly touch on this. What does high performance mean? How do we define high performance? High performance is not simply experiencing success. Most of you here tonight are successful in one form or another. It's not about looking good. It's not about being stronger or faster or smarter or even just being better. No, high performance is about elevating your game to the highest level, functioning in a state of excellence. It's about living in that top 1%. We are operating at your full potential with unparalleled purpose, power, productivity, with crystal clear clarity and focus, and unshakable confidence. High performance ultimately means living your best life. Now, who here wants that, right? Don't you all? This is why I created the N1 Performance Health Program, to give you the tools and the strategies, the diagnostics, the guidance, the support you need to optimize your health so you can achieve that success. So with that being said, let's get to those 3 critical drivers for high performance. Number 1, I want you to write this down. Number 1, find your blind spots. Find your blind spots. Identify the blind spots in your health that are holding you back, that you may not even realize are there. Let me give you an example of how powerful this is. Bob Harper, trainer in The Biggest Loser. He had a heart attack earlier this year and almost died. He was 51 years old. I want to give you a quote from what he said after this happened. Actually, I can't give you the quote. He is a great example of how diet and exercise alone are not enough. He's an example of how you need to dive deep into your health and understand the hidden blind spots that are holding you back, preventing you from achieving the success in your life. So what are examples of some of these blind spots? We're going to start with your poop. Okay. We're going to start with your gut. The bacteria in your gut is called the microbiome. It controls every aspect of your health. Did you know that? It controls your energy, your mood, your metabolism. It controls your immune system. It controls neurotransmitters in your brain. It controls nearly everything in your body. The cells in your microbiome outnumber your own cells 10 to 1. Our bodies have 23,000 genes, give or take. Your microbiome has 1 million. When's the last time you checked your microbiome? When's the last time you had it tested? When's the last time your doctor talked to you about your microbiome? I know the answer is probably never. Let me give you an example of why this is so important. One of my clients is a race car driver. He came to me because he felt that his mind wasn't quite sharp enough for competition. As a professional race car driver, you obviously need to make quick decisions. Well, he found that he wasn't quite as sharp as he needed to be. Well, we tested his gut. We found that he had massive inflammation in his gut, massive overgrowth of bad bacteria overtaking the good bacteria. We did food sensitivity testing with this, and we found that he had massive sensitivity to 2 foods, banana and coffee. Now, guess what this race car driver had for breakfast every single morning? Bananas and coffee. When we eliminated those and we cleaned up his gut, it was overnight. He said his mind woke up like a light switch went off. He goes out the next week to the St. Pete Grand Prix, St. Pete, Florida here, and he wins his first race. That's the difference we're talking about. That was a blind spot. He didn't even know it was there. He wasn't having any gut symptoms. He only had brain fog. I see men and women with low energy, with brain fog, with difficulty burning fat, that belly fat around the waist for men, the fat on the buttocks for women. And they can't lose weight. They can't burn that fat. They can't build muscle because of issues with their gut. So testing the gut is so important. Another blind spot is hormones. I can't tell you how many people come to see me for seemingly minor issues, and we find major issues with hormones. For example, testosterone. Testosterone, we're experiencing a pandemic with low testosterone levels where, get this, free testosterone levels are 45% lower than they were 20 years ago. 45% decline over the last 20 years worldwide. That means that a 50-year-old guy today has testosterone levels that are half of what they were 20 years ago. That turns into low energy, difficulty focusing, having loss of clarity, brain fog, weight gain, lack of confidence, low libido, issues in the bedroom, don't feel like a man. It affects your cardiovascular health. Low testosterone is associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease, increased risk of prostate cancer. This is a real problem. And it's a hidden blind spot that a lot of guys don't even know. I can't tell you the last time I had a guy come in and get their testosterone checked, and we find that it was actually optimal. It is a pandemic of tremendous proportions, and it gets none of the attention that it needs and deserves. We also have issues with low thyroid, low DHEA, issues with insulin related to glucose regulation. All these other hormones come into play like a symphony. When's the last time you checked all these hormones? These are blind spots that may be holding you back. We want to look at markers of inflammation. We want to look at markers of cardiovascular health, micronutrients. All of these key markers are blind spots that are holding you back. Metabolic health is so important, and we can do testing to understand where those blind spots are. Another blind spot is stress. Studies show that over 60% of us are suffering from the consequences of stress, most of the time without even realizing it. I'm not talking about necessarily psychological stress. It may be stress from poor sleep or poor quality food or alcohol, overworking, overtraining. This is stress that you may not even recognize is affecting you, causing low energy and fatigue, weight gain, lack of drive, brain fog, burnout. It cripples productivity, cripples decision-making, the very things you need to be successful at work. It promotes inflammation and cardiovascular disease and even early mortality. And so managing stress, testing for the signs of stress is so important. Part of the N1 program, what we do, guys, is we look for all of these hidden blind spots that are holding you back. We do comprehensive testing of your gut, of your hormones, of metabolic markers, markers of inflammation, your cortisol. All of these tests are critically important blind spots. The other blind spot is your genetics. So what I mean by this is your genetics help us understand what's right for your body. I can't tell you how many people come to see me because they're having troubles with their health and they're eating the wrong foods. They're doing a keto diet because they think that's what you're supposed to be doing when their genetics say otherwise. Their genetics may show that they should not be eating the foods that they're eating. Genetics may show that you need additional micronutrient support or additional detox support. Genetics help us individualize health, personalized approach to health, helps us understand what type of activity is right for you, what type of exercise is right for you. Again, these are blind spots that may be dramatically holding you back. So number one, identify hidden blind spots. Number two, keep score. You got to understand if what you're doing is actually working. We have key performance indicators, KPIs for our businesses. How about for our health? Do you have key health indicators, metrics of your health to know if it's working, what you're doing is right for you? How many of you use wearable tech? How many of you actually understand the data from your wearable tech and what to do with it? Let me give you an example of how this is so important. With wearable tech, our N1 clients track something called HRV. HRV is heart rate variability. It's a marker, a surrogate for your body's physiologic stress. It's how we can actually measure how your behavior, your lifestyle, your environment, your activities are affecting your internal stress. One of my clients, Dan, he's a local real estate agent. He joined N1, and we found that his heart rate variability was terrible every Friday. It was great the rest of the week, but every Friday it was off. We did a deep dive into his lifestyle, and we found out that every single Thursday night, he had date night with his wife. What do? They go out and had a couple bottles of wine. That's the profound effect that wine was having on him. He didn't even know. He didn't even know until he used wearable technology to track HRV, heart rate variability, to see the internal physiologic stress that his lifestyle was causing, and he was able to make changes because he saw what a big impact it was having. We could track sleep. We could track not just the duration of your sleep, but the quality of your sleep, which is so important. Your deep sleep is when you actually repair your body and you build muscle. Did you know that you're not building muscle when you exercise? You're not building muscle when you exercise. You're building muscle when you're sleeping. That's the time that you repair, rebuild, recover. And so you need good quality sleep. Wearable technology allows us to track sleep to be sure that you're getting the proper quality of sleep. We can also track blood sugar. Continuous glucose monitoring is now not just for diabetics. It's for any high performer who wants to understand if what they're doing is affecting blood sugar. Here's an example of how this is so powerful. One of my N1 clients, Eric, he's a network marketer out in Nevada. He was having trouble losing weight. With continuous glucose monitoring, a small sensor put on his arm, it lasts for about 2 weeks at a time. It communicates with his phone continuously so we can track his blood sugar. He found that his blood sugars were spiking every time he ate sushi, because for him, the white rice was his kryptonite. We would have never known that without testing, keeping score, understanding if what he's doing is good for him or not. We found that he could eat a plate of Brussels sprouts with chicken and then white rice, and it would have no effect. So sometimes it's not necessarily what you eat, but in what order you eat and how you eat as well. This is how data is so important, and keeping score helps us understand what you're doing is working. We can track body composition, looking at not just your weight. Your weight is actually relatively irrelevant, unimportant. We want to look at things like lean muscle mass, visceral fat, body water, body composition metrics that are way more important in understanding if what you're doing is working or not. We want to focus on the right metrics so that we can help you achieve success and high performance. Finally, number 3 is a high performance mindset. We got to develop a high performance mindset. A man is but his thoughts. What does this mean? This means living with intention. What is your why? What is your purpose in life? What are your goals long term? And let me ask you this to think about: is everything you do truly in alignment with your why? Because when you focus on your why, your purpose, you develop incredible clarity with every single micro decision you face every single day. So instead of settling for immediate gratification, we can focus on a much bigger purpose. And that's what living with intention is all about. That's a key part of a high performance mindset. For you to achieve success, you got to have that proper framework. This also means overcoming limiting beliefs. So many successful people actually struggle with imposter syndrome, where they sense that they're not good enough, they don't belong, they're going to be exposed as a fraud. When you believe in yourself, you discover that you have the incredible power to unlock your truly limitless potential. You need to overcome these limiting beliefs that are holding you back. I'm not good enough. I'm too old to change. Or maybe the worst one I hear is I don't have time. The issue is not that you don't have time. The issue is you're not using your time properly. Limiting beliefs are holding you back. It's shifting your mindset and helping you understand how to think the right way for success. Finally, take charge of your health. High performance mindset means you're going to be your own hero. You're going to be proactive. You're going to stop being passive. You're not going to wait for disease. You're not going to wait for illness or symptoms. That's not enough. Crummy neutral is no longer our goal. High performance health is our goal. To do that, we're going to embrace the amazing advances we're seeing in health and performance and longevity. A recent study showed that doctors are 17 years behind the science. It takes doctors 17 years to embrace new science. Are you going to wait for your doctor to be your hero? No. When you join the N1 community, we share the tools and strategies and support you need to develop a high-performance mindset so you can be your own hero. Now, I'm just scratching the surface here with these 3 keys, but when you join the N1 program, when you become part of our community, you're able to put all these pieces together, and that's truly where the magic happens. Look, I've been in medicine for over 20 years now. What I've learned in traditional medicine was great, but I knew there was so much more out there. And I have all the degrees and titles and board certification, but for me, that's not what it's about. It's about how can I have a bigger impact? And this is what I love to do. Working with high performers, cutting through the noise, and incorporating all the strategies that you need to optimize your mind and your body to achieve your full potential. And that's what it's all about. So I want you guys to pull out your phones today, and I want you to text the word health to 26786. Again, text the word health to 26786. I'm going to tell you what that's going to do for you. Number one, you're going to get a free copy of the 10 Secrets to High Performance Health, a quick cheat sheet that you can implement literally right here, right now, tonight. Number one. Number two, you're going to get, as I mentioned earlier, a complimentary copy of my best-selling book, Male 2.0. Number three, you're going to get a link if you want to jump on a call, a complimentary discovery call with my team, so that we can understand your challenges, understand your goals, and see if we can help you accomplish that. You'll be able to book that call if you'd like to get on a quick call with my team. So again, text the word health, please, to 26786. We're here for you. I want to emphasize that high performance health means taking your health and your life to the next level. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you tonight.
Dr. Gapin, amazing, amazing presentation. I truly can't wait to get my copy of Male 2.0. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we hope you all have a great night.